Once upon a time, The Athletic was the gold standard of football journalism. Long-form, data-driven content that's aimed at the football fan looking to go beyond the surface. Lately, it feels like they've traded analysis for algorithms. Take the recent agent survey that they did. The title reads, "From Best and Worst Deals to Selecting Champions and Relegation Candidates." And what's the main headline? You guessed it, Benjamin Sesko is the worst signing of the summer. Ahead of James Trafford returning to City and being replaced in the very same window, and ahead of Mr. 007 himself, Florian Wirtz's £116 million move to Liverpool. In fact, Liverpool spent more than £400 million this summer, with two signings being over £100 million, yet somehow the only club getting dragged down is Man United, again. And it's not just that one piece. Just a week earlier, The Athletic defended Wirtz's slow start with a sympathetic feature titled "The 007 Insult, What It Is, and Why It's an Unfair Way to Judge New Players." And guess who is on the thumbnail next to Wirtz? It's Thierry flipping Henry. When it's Liverpool we're talking about, it seems to be context. When it's Man United we're talking about, it seems to be crisis. That, my friends, is not analysis, it's engagement farming. It's the kind of rage bait you expect on social media, not from a $100 a year subscription that Athletic charges. In this video, I'm going to break down how The Athletic have drifted from trusted journalism into fan-based manipulation and why their treatment of Amorim's tactics proves it. Specifically, I'm going to go look at JJ Bull's lazy analysis of the Amorim system across 2 or 3 recent videos on Athletic's YouTube feeds, so make sure you stay till the end of the video to get the whole picture. Did you know that only 17% of people watching this video are subscribed to the channel? So if you're enjoying the content, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Now let's get on to the rest of the video. Now the first video we're going to cover is this one from 6 days ago titled "Why Man United's 3-4-3 Doesn't Work But Palace's Does." And as someone that consumes a ton of United-based content myself, I was very excited to learn something from this video because Carl Anka is on it, who's a United-based writer that I respect a lot, and JJ Bull and John McKenzie are on it, who've been respected football analysts for a very long time. The very first thing that caught my eye about halfway through this video is JJ saying that when United have settled position in the opposition third, they don't create as much and they normally shoot from outside the box. As someone who's closely watched every single United game this season, my ears perked up immediately because I don't remember seeing a lot of long shots when we've played against low blocks. But of course, I kept watching the rest of the video because maybe I've missed something. He then goes on to say that United struggle with settled possession because we don't have the confidence to win it back, which I agree with because 2 of our biggest problems this season are confidence and composure on the ball, like I've talked about before. But I was still stuck on the point that JJ made about us taking too many long shots, so I went back to check our shot map this season. And based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like we have some shots from outside the box, but still most of our shots are from inside the box. And we can even go player by player here, and you can see that Mbeumo has cut inside and taken a lot of shots, but still only 5 of his shots are from outside the box, with most of them coming from inside the box. If we look at Diallo, he's also taken most of his shots from inside the box. If we look at Sesko, he's also taken almost all of his shots from inside the box. And Matheus Cunha is definitely the biggest culprit, with most of his shots coming from outside the box. But even in that case, it's part of Cunha's game. If we look at Cunha's shot for Wolves last season, he took 102 of them and almost half of them came from outside the box, and he scored 5 of his 15 goals from outside the box as well. But even if you say Cunha is a big problem, that's just one of our front 4 from Mbeumo, Cunha, Diallo, and Sesko. So it doesn't really seem like shooting from distance is a problem across the team as much as JJ Bull claimed. But maybe that was just a throwaway comment, so let's move on to the next video that they've made. Now this one was released 2 weeks ago on October 3rd, just one day before the Sunderland game, and it's titled, "Are Manchester United as Bad as People Think?" This video has 347,000 views on YouTube and almost 10,000 likes, with people saying stuff like, "If a private YouTube channel can perform quality analysis at this level, makes you wonder what the highly paid data team at United is doing daily." And it also says, "I can't stress how much I love this video, really explains well and simply from an analyst's point of view." So as a viewer, I'm going into this video ready to be educated about all of United's deficiencies this season. But just a minute into the video, JJ Bull says he's watched every single one of United's shots, and we keep shooting from absolutely stupid positions. end quote. And he shows this graphic right here, which highlights the fact that 25% of United shots are coming from this central area and another 9% coming from the left and right hand sides here. So as a United fan, you're looking at this graphic and thinking, wow, I had no idea we were taking so many long shots. And this must clearly be a problem that is unique to Man United that's causing all of our problems. I mean, why else would JJ Bull bring up this graphic for United and not give us a comparison to other teams around the league? So I did some of my own digging. Here is Manchester United's shot distribution by location, and you can see that out of the 110 shots we've taken in the Premier League this season, only 10% are from inside the 6-yard box, another 58% are from inside the box, and only 32% of them are from outside the box. But when we look at the same distribution for Manchester City, looks like they have 35% of shots from outside the box. And if we look at Liverpool shot distribution, looks like 36% of them are from outside the box. And if we look at Chelsea's shot distribution, looks like 33% of them are from outside the box. In fact, only Tottenham at 27% and Arsenal at 22% are better than United this season when it comes to shooting from inside the box. So why the hell is JJ Bull saying that Man United are shooting from absolutely stupid positions instead of saying that United are third best out of the top 6 teams in terms of shooting from distance? Could it be that The Athletic has a clear negative bias towards Man United? Or is it just that JJ Bull is too lazy to pull up the stats that I've just pulled up to run a quick comparison between some of the other big teams in the Premier League? Either way, this is not a good look for JJ Bull or The Athletic. Anyways, moving on, he discusses why United are shooting from so far out, and he uses this Sesko shot against Brentford as an example, which by the way came from inside the box, as he confirms himself. So why is he sharing an example of a shot that came from inside the box to talk about how bad we are of shooting from outside the box? Then he uses examples of 2 long shots from Matheus Cunha, where in the first one he had a pass on but he shoots from distance, and in the second one he says Cunha had a few passing options as you can see here, but he again shoots from distance. Now, in both of these specific instances, JJ Bull is not wrong. Cunha could have passed instead of shooting, but he's not sharing 2 key nuances with the audience. The first is that Cunha is a player that thrives on taking long shots, something he did very successfully at Wolves last year when we all agreed he had a great season. And the second nuance is that Cunha is the biggest long shot taker in our team. So when JJ says, after showing these 2 examples, that United does a lot of this, almost as if every single one of our forward players shoots from distance just like Cunha does, this is incredibly misleading for the 350,000 people that watch this video. Then he moves on to this example of Bruno against Chelsea, where he has clearly just won the ball from Reece James taking a loose touch here, and JJ shows 2 more screenshots of this play to show how Bruno gets to the edge of the box and shoots, but he fails to mention the fact that Bruno won the ball from a Chelsea mistake. So this is a chance created from a high press, not the settled possession state that he mentioned in the first video that we discussed a second ago. And he also fails to mention that the Chelsea defenders actually take Bruno wider and wider towards the right-hand side of the pitch, which means Bruno can't really see Patrick Dorgu, who's behind him from the left-hand side, coming up over here. So the only right option for Bruno in this situation was to shoot. And instead of providing that context and nuance, JJ says he shoots from distance and he doesn't score. What's happening here is that the high number of XG that United are generating is a large number of chances, not a large number of good chances. So JJ is basically picking out these specific examples and saying our XG is high because we're taking a lot of poor shots from distance, specifically from outside the box, instead of waiting for other players to arrive near the box and find a better pass. I mean, there's so much wrong with this piece of analysis from JJ that I don't even know where to begin. But let's start with United's shot distribution chart again. We've taken 32% of our shots from outside the box, and that only accounts for 1.46 of our combined 13.99 XG this season, which means our XG from outside the box accounts for only 10% of the total XG that we've created. That also means 90% of our XGs come from inside the box, which any decent football analyst would look at and say it's a good quality chance creation from this system. So where is the evidence to support the claim that our XG is high because the long shots are high? In fact, if we go back to the first graphic that he shared in this video, look at the XG per shot at the bottom of your screen here, which states that we have an average of 0.11. After the Sunderland game, we have slightly improved our XG to 0.13 per shot, and this 0.13 per shot comes from dividing our 13.99 XG by the total number of shots at 110 to give us 0.127. If I take away all of these shots from outside the box and I take away all of this XG from those shots, we're left with 12.53 XG from just 75 shots. So our XG per shot goes up to 0.17. And that puts us near the top of the league for XG per shot. So imagine my surprise when JJ Bull, a respected analyst that works for a respected outfit like The Athletic, says that United's XG is high because of long shots. In fact, I just want to put this whole thing to bed once and for all by comparing XG shot distribution and XG per shot across the top 6 teams. Here we have Arsenal, Tottenham, United, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool ranked by the percentage of shots that they take from outside the box. As we discussed earlier, United take the 3rd most shots from outside the box after Arsenal and Tottenham. So this whole "we take too many long shots" problem, as described by JJ, is just bullshit, because clearly other teams like Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool are taking more long shots than us. And the media is totally fine living up their ass as the best teams in the league, whereas with United, they're just looking for reasons to criticize us. Now, if we take it a step further and look at United's overall XG per shot, we're actually 2nd best after Chelsea. And this, by the way, is including the bad long shots that JJ keeps talking about. But if we strip out those long shots from all of these teams, United have a better XG per shot than freaking Arsenal and Liverpool, the 2 teams that are in a title race this season. And everyone agrees that these 2 teams are miles better than United. So JJ, how exactly do you explain these statistics? Could it be that in your weird bias against United, or your weird lack of effort into creating videos, you chose to only look at the long shots we took to criticize United's chance creation, and you chose to ignore the good chances that we've created to get us to the top of the league in terms of XG? Because to me, an unbiased analyst would look at the numbers in front of us and say, United have actually created tons of good chances from inside the box, but their finishing has let them down. Because take a look at this. They've created the 2nd highest XG from inside the box after Arsenal, and their XG per shot from inside the box is actually better than Arsenal's. So statistically speaking, United's chance creation is just as good or better than Arsenal, but their finishing is miles worse than these other top teams. So individual execution is the problem for United, not system-related chance creation. And also, by the way, why are we not talking about Haaland carrying the City team by scoring most of their goals this season? If we had a player like Haaland, where would we be? But let's take a big step back from all of these numbers and just talk about the basics. The expected goals model already discounts long shots by giving them a lower XG number between 0 and 1. So if you're saying that our XG is high because we take too many long shots, it's a bit like saying your GPA is high because you took too many hard exams. This model already adjusts for difficulty. That's literally the point of XG. If United are top of the league for XG while taking 32% of our shots from distance, that means the quality of the other 68% of shots must be really high, maybe even the best in the league. So I just feel really bad for the thousands of United fans that watch these videos from The Athletic, because people like this are being misled to believe the problem with United is the quality of chance creation and the Amorim system, instead of understanding that the real problem this season has been the quality of the finishing, which has given us 7 goals less than we should have across our 7 games. If anyone from The Athletic is watching this, please look at this as constructive criticism, even though I am very upset. For better or for worse, Premier League fans are looking to you to educate them about their team. You could have avoided most of these mistakes by taking an additional 30 minutes to dig through these stats. And if you don't want to do that, maybe you should just admit that you have this massive bias against United and Ruben Amorim. Get in the comments with your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.